I'll be talking to you today about Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare wrote Romeo and Juliet sometime in the late 1500s. It was one of his first works, not the first, but somewhere between A Midsummer Night Dream and Richard III. So he was really writing comedies, and his tragedy just somehow was able to fit in. So let's talk a little bit about the death of Romeo and Juliet. The tragedy of Romeo and Juliet really lies in the deaths of these two young lovers. Death, of course, is inevitable, but it is an untimely death, which is why we find it tragic. The ages of these lovers, with Juliet being as young as 13, is what we can relate to when it comes to the sense of loss that we feel for the youth and children who pass on before their elders and parents. There were other youth who died in this play as well. Paris, Tybalt, Mercutio, and that just highlights the anguish and sense of loss that is felt when youth pass away. Early on in the prologue, Shakespeare clearly warns us that there's going to be death when he tells us that the lovers originate from fatal loins and that their love is death mark. It is only their end which could bury their parents' strife. So he clearly warns the audience that it is gonna be a tragic death that ends some sort of issue between these people. An early death again is inevitable, and it is the outcome for these lovers. And because the audience is told this in the beginning, later scenes, it's not it is dramatic, but it's not. It's more ironic, and it gives greater significance to these characters, and it emphasizes that the death is coming. And Shakespeare really plays that up in the first act or the second act, when Romeo is always talking about killing himself. So the audience don't know when this tragedy is going to happen or for what reason, but you see Romeo alluding to killing himself and committing suicide early on. And this reminds the audience, it's a form of foreshadowing, and a constant reference to death just ensures us, the readers, the audience, that to never forget that these lovers has a dark destiny coming, and it has to come for things to move forward. This is what propels the story forward. It's this sense of doom that's always hanging over the heads of the audience while they await what's to come. Thank you.